Good morning, everyone. It's time for another terrific Tuesday card. My name is Sherry Minnie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in a town called Keensburg, Colorado. It's a smaller town about 45 minutes northeast of Denver. And today I'm going to start on my Christmas cards. I am going to be holding a Stamp-A-Stack on October 7th, and I call it my holiday Stamp-A-Stack, and I feature mostly Christmas cards. I'm not a big Halloween person, but I might do a Thanksgiving card. I haven't made a decision yet. So today's card is this one here, and you see this layout all over YouTube, Pinterest, whatever. I've heard it called faux shutter card, fractured picture card, so all kinds of things, but it's very popular, and it's really, it looks more complicated than it is, and I have made several cards using this layout. I do really like it, and the inside is like so. So in our packet, you will have, excuse me, I kind of got the cart before the horse. Let's do our supplies that we're going to be using. So we're going to be using the Christmas Classics bundle. This bundle is a current mini catalog that runs from September to December, and it is a bundle, and as usual, if you order a bundle, you get a 10% discount. We're using the Tidings of Comfort and Joy, and as far as the dies goes, it's a wonderful die set, and I just got it, so I just haven't played much with it, but we're using this little die here that cuts out the 3 holly leaves here, and that's the only die out of the bundle set that we're using. We are also using a retired stamp set that will never, ever, ever leave my stash. It's called For Unto Us, and it has all the sayings that really share what Christmas means to me. And so today we're going to be using For Unto Us, a Child is Born. Then we'll have the Stylish Shapes dies, and we're actually using this second die here. That'll be for our front sentiment panel. And I'm using a die from a retired set that I have kept because I seem to need some of the sizes, and it's called Stitch Shapes. It is retired, no longer available, but I'm using the third from the smallest here. Okay, and in your packet, you will have your envelope. You will have a real red card base. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. You will have a 4 1/4 by 5 inch piece of basic white for your inside. You will have a 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 piece of shaded spruce for the front of your card. You will have a piece of Designer Series paper. This is 4 by 5 1/4. This paper is called Christmas Joy, and I do really love this paper. It is, again, this is in the mini catalog, and I have already cut up everything the pattern that we're using on this card because I'm going to use it for my Stamp-A-Stack, and I need a lot of cutting done for that. So here are the more Christmassy themed with the little gingham checked here, and then on the back side you have some wood grain. You have 2 different types of music paper, and then a red and a green. So I love this paper. I ordered, I think, 5 sets of it, so I'm going to be using a lot of it. So that's going to go on the front of there. You will have a different piece for the back of your envelope. You will have a piece of distress gold, this is called, and what we're going to be using this die to cut it out like so. And I do have one cut somewhere, I think, or I thought I did. Maybe I left it in my envelope. I did. And when you get it cut out, you'll end up with this, with your little stitching. You'll have a piece of basic white that we're going to stamp our greeting on, and I cut that out with this die. Oh, not that die. With one of the other dies. I always get them confused what size I used. Let me see. Anyway, we're cutting it out with a die. Sorry about that. And we have a piece of shaded spruce, so we're going to stamp and emboss our holly leaves, and then we'll be cutting them out with this die right here. You'll have 1/2 inch by 4 plus real red strips, and that's what's going to make your design right here. You'll have a piece of the gold for the inside along with a very narrow strip of real red to go across, and that's how I did the decoration for the inside piece. Okay, so to get started, I think we'll end up doing our stamping first. Let's see, let me put all these small pieces here so I don't get totally messed up. Let's do our inside first. And I have that on the Stamparatus. Okay. And I'm going to be stamping it in real red. Be careful with the red because boy, it just gets everywhere, and I usually end up with it on everything but where I really want it. Okay, that turned out nice. There's that. And just I want to put a piece of, put that away. Oh, I forgot to show you one other little thing for our embellishments. We're using some red rhinestones. Again, these are a retired item, but you can just you have regular rhinestones and you can use those, or you could color these with a Sharpie and make them red. And then we'll take our, I seem to feel like I have, yeah. Oh yeah, okay. Make sure this is the right size. Then we're going to stamp this, and this is going to go at an angle. So what I do is I line it up on my bold line on my grid paper so that I know that I've got it straight. And then we're going to just stamp this on here. And it's a pretty, it fits very nicely on there. Okay. And I think that's it for our red. Now we will take our envelope. Oh, let's see. Actually, we'll do the Versamark part first. Let me put that in there. We're going to take our Versamark, and I didn't bring over my little pad that I rub across here to cut the static down, but I have already got one cut out, so I think we'll be okay. So all I'm going to do is ink this up with Versamark. Stamp it down. Hold it for a couple of seconds to let the Versamark ink soak in. And I don't know if you can even see that, but you will see it when I get my embossing powder on here. So I have my embossing powder. I put them all in little containers like this, so it's just much easier and less chance of spilling them if I have them contained in a container. And then I'll just put, I usually go a couple of times. And then if I were going to emboss this, I would take, you see I have some little specks here, I would take my paintbrush and take care of those, but I didn't bring a paintbrush over here, so. And I'm not going to emboss it right now because that'll bring my heat tool over, and the heat tool, as you all know, gets pretty loud. So I can emboss it. Once you put the powder on, it can sit for a while and it won't hurt anything. Okay, so I think that's, and then once we get it embossed, we take this little die and we cut it out with this die, and you end up with this cute little embellishment right there. Okay. All right. Put that back in my little cup so I can. Okay, so let's get started here. We're going to take and we'll finish up the inside of our card first. So I'm taking a little bit of my glue and I'm going to get my silicone mat so it doesn't stick on my paper. And I'm going to Put this all along the bottom of this, lining it up on the bottom and hoping that I don't have any white showing, and then I get it reasonably close to the bottom. And then I will take my little strip of red and I will go along here and put this in the middle of my gold strip. I tried doing it the other way. Well, as you can see on this one, I did the red first, but I don't like the way it blended in, so I'm kind of switching some things around on this card. I also increased the size of this piece because I thought the sentiment was a little bit crowded, so I increased the size of these two pieces on the card we're making today. Okay, turn this over. Take my scissors, trim it right even. Get rid of my silicone mat. I will take my Stampin' Seal. And we will put this on the inside. Okay. Then we'll start working, and then I think the other thing let's see. We'll start working on this piece. It's important to remember to do this piece completely, getting all your red strips and everything on, because it's so much easier to cut them off if you put it on there before you try to put it on here, and then you got to try to shorten them, and it's, trust me, I know I did it the wrong way the first time. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I made a little template because you know how I am about getting things in the center. And so I made a little template that centers our diamond in the middle of our card, just exactly where we need it to be. And so I'll just line up the template, lay it down, and I even went so far one time, I just couldn't get it to lay straight, so I taped it together, but I'm not going to do that today because we're going to make it happen right away. And then I'm going to take my gold piece, I'm going to put liquid glue on it. I'm going to take my tweezers just because it's easier for me. And I'm going to lay this. Oh, I got the wrong template. Hold on, people. I'll be right back. Sorry. I always do this. Okay, we'll try one more time. So as you can see, this was a template I made to do the smaller piece in the front, and I picked up the wrong one. Now I have the right one. This is the larger one that I prefer for the stamping of the sentiment, and I'm just going to lay this down. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to set this right inside. Now, you don't have to do this. You can eyeball it. I just, most of you who have stamped with me know that I get a little anal about things being straight. And then you just pull up your template, and there your piece is centered where you want it, hopefully. And then we're going to we're always going to start on the right-hand side, and we're going to take our first strip of red, and I do it this way, but you can also, well, on this one, I'll put it this way. Maybe it'd be easier because I imagine most of you would rather go this way. They're longer than you need. So you're going to match the end of the red right with the corner of our diamond here. Push it up right next to the gold paper, making sure it's up snug. And then I'm going to cut this off just because I got way too much glue on here. Now I'll show you on the other piece, I'll show you how how I do it so I don't have to mess with the glue too much. Can y'all see this? I hope. I kind of messed around with my camera location, so I got to retrain my brain. Okay, so now on this one, so then you're going to always go counterclockwise, and we're going to put the next strip across here. And it's going to be a longer piece. So how I did it, for me, I tried to eyeball this as best I could. All the way down. And then I took this one and I did the same thing. You butt it up to your first one and you lay it down and make sure, try to make sure you don't have any gaps. They don't really show if you have a small one, but okay. And then we're gonna go around the rest of the card, and so we're gonna go from here all the way to there. Put it down. And we only have one more to go. Oops, got a little much there. Okay. So I'll tell you right now, there will not be a video next week. My granddaughter, my oldest grandchild, is getting married this weekend in Texas. And it's a suburb, kind of a, well, I don't know if you call it, so I don't know Texas that well, so, but Hazlet is where they are actually going to be living. And her wedding is on Saturday, and so we're heading out. And I won't be home next week much, so there will be no video. Very excited to go and celebrate with her. She will make my third grandchild to be married, and as she always says, since she was the first one, she's of course the favorite. Not necessarily true, but you do have a special relationship with your first grandchild. At least we do. I was able to take care of her as a baby for a few months while Mom was teaching, and we've always just been very, very close. Okay, so now here we go with this. We are going to take and put this on our shaded spruce piece, and I'm going to use my liquid glue because I don't have a very big border on this. And we're getting almost there. It does come together very, very quickly. And I love the effect of this layout. Okay. Got a little glue there that I'll take off with my... I do have a glue eraser here somewhere, I think. Yes, I do. I didn't pop anything up on this card because I will be making a lot of them, and if I don't go crazy, then maybe I can get away with doing just a regular stamp and not have to pay extra postage. Okay, there we go there. All right, now we are going to take our sentiment, our tidings of joy, and all I do is I put it in here and I just line up the points. It lines up pretty simple. You also have the stitching on the side that helps you. So we'll get that in there. Boy, I got a mess here. Tried to tweezer my scissors there. Okay. Then again, I do just because I want to kind of line it up, and I'm going to get this as close as I can, point to point. Take my tweezers out, push it down. Then here is our little holly leaves. Again, I'm using my liquid glue. this kind of goes up like this. Oh, looky there. I have got a smear. Oh, well, I'll have to figure out something to do there. I wonder how that happened. Looks like I got water on it. This will be a sample. It'll be okay. Okay, and then you have that, and now I have some rhinestones somewhere where I did have. What did I do with them? Okay, ladies, I'm sure you see it right in front of my face, but I don't know where they went to. So what I would do is I'd take 3 little rhinestones, and as I did on here, put them right here on that, and I will do that after the fact. Okay, then this, we do need to put this down, don't we, on our card base. We are going to take our card front. Hope I can get all my stuff together here. Gee, all of a sudden I lost my train of thought. Let's see if I dropped those rhinestones on the floor. Nope, I don't see them. So they're here on the table somewhere. Just who knows what they're laying under. Okay, and we'll get this on here. Again, pretty tiny border. There we go. Let me look one more quick second for those rhinestones. I hate to leave things undone, but wowee. It's so frustrating because the moment I turn off the camera, you know that I'm going to find them. But anyway, I can't find it. The only other thing that would be left to do is to take our, oh, we didn't stamp our holly. Let me stamp our holly on the front of our card. And I'm going to use the shaded spruce. And I'm just going to stamp this in the corner. And then I would take this and glue it onto the back like we have done many times. I don't know why my camera got so dark all of a sudden, or it seems like it did anyway. So that is it. Here's the one that we just made, minus the rhinestones. Oh, guess what? Ha, I found them. They were turned upside down. I couldn't see them. So we'll put them on real quick. Hopefully. I don't know why my stuff is all over the place today. There we go. All right, so all I did is I just took 3 of these. And I just, you know, you just place them wherever you want to place them. I just kind of tried to make it go at the bottom so it looked like it was the bottom of the leaves. There we go. That makes me feel better. Okay, so here's the one we did. And Lordy only knows what I did with, oh, here's the other one. And here is our other one. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. This is a fun card. I really do think you'll like it when you get to the Stamp-A-Stack, and it's really not that hard, and I'll have, as usual, everything cut out and ready to go for you. So have a great rest of your day or evening whenever you're taking the time to watch this, and I do thank you so much for taking your time to spend a little bit of it with me, and may God bless each and every one of you, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.